Happy Faith Friday, my queen sister. Hey girl. So I wanted to come on here. Literally, I know we have been talking about healing all month long, been talking about getting in the healing position with God. And literally, this week I want to talk about protection and God's protection. I know a lot of times when we do experience going through traumatic events and going through adversity, that we literally get to a place where we do anything that we can to protect ourselves. And sometimes that comes with us closing off certain valuable things like trust, like faith, like love, like being a good friend, not being toxic. We become in a place where we're always trying to protect ourselves so that we don't get hurt in the same way that we did before. But I want to come here today, and I know last week I kind of touched bases on this, for us to really become God reliant and understand that it is okay. It is totally okay to release that control to God. It is okay to know that God is your protector, to know that God is already working on your behalf. I know, sis, that time when something happened, you literally had to affirm yourself again. You literally had to learn to love yourself again. You literally had to push back and literally have a bounce back, from that season and from that situation. And let me tell you that, sis, you weren't alone in those times. Literally, God was covering you because, sometimes when we go through traumatic events or we go through hard, tough times where we can only see what's in front of us, we cannot see what's beyond us and what God is actually doing on our behalf. And I want you to know that there were so many other factors around that God was already fighting on your behalf. You just weren't able to see it because God literally knew that you would get here today. God knew that you would be at this point where you overcame the event, you overcame the abuse, you overcame the traumatic event, you overcame the childhood trauma, you overcame it. And God knew that you would get to a place where you'll be able to seek for more, to seek for just understanding and awareness, and to seek for God's own very heart, like literally. So I want you to know that God is your protector. This week, I really want you to dig deep and think about maybe some experiences that you have experienced. Maybe think about those things and really meditate and ask God, like take some really intimate time with God and really journal about how God has brought you through. And I'm telling you, once you start to really release these things, they're going to really be the stepping stones that you need in the future when you go through hard times. They're going to be the stepping stones that you need when you are at the crossroads and you feel like, okay, you know what? I really am feeling like the old me, but you know what? I'll choose the new me because of what God has literally brought me through. The journey that I'm on is I'm made new in Christ. Like I know that I'm gonna have to live right. I know that I'm gonna have to do some things that go against the grain to what I know and my experiences have shown me. So I just really want you to take the time to sit at his feet. Like it's okay to say, God, listen, I am in a time of need. I really, God, for my heart needs to know and remember how good you are. And, I literally want to have a bounce back reminder each time I get down, each time I have seasons that are tough. I literally want to be reminded of the seasons that you brought me through. I literally want to be reminded of my testimony. I want to be reminded of my story because that is going to be so imperative to knowing that God has always protected you, sis. And it's okay. It's okay to get in a position of letting God be your protector. You don't have to go out here and be your protector, sis, because that's why you're overwhelmed. That's why you're tired. That's why, you know, you're getting headaches and literally you feel like you can't go on because you're doing God's job. Out of all these things that God has blessed you with, all these roles, all of these different callings, like being a mom, being a wife, being, a friend or a sister, all these different beautiful callings, but you trying to do God's job still. So I really want to encourage you to let God be your protector. And when I say let God, I'm not saying that God isn't going to protect you. I'm saying that, sis, when you get in a healing position with God, when you literally get in a still position, when you allow God to fight on your behalf and you not fighting back and trying to pull back things that God has already swept away from you. Okay, let's get real, because that's some serious stuff. Then you'll really notice that you draw closer to God, and your heart begins to change and transform, and you're not the same woman that you used to be. All right. So that is all I have. Let's continue to really get in healing position with God. Okay? So that God can really use us to our fullest desire that he had set for us before we were even here. Love you.